Didnt Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So some of you guys might remember I used to always play an intro where I would show a side-by-side clip of Teofimo and Devin Haney doing the mitts with Floyd Mayweather Sr. But now since Teo, he made it official, he's no longer fighting Devin Haney, I had to switch it up. Let's go ahead and get into this. But I tell you, man, the hits, they just keep coming when it comes to Teo, don't they? Let's go ahead and start this report off with a Teo quote. Check out this clip, guys.
My mandatory, that would be my next fight, George Kambosos Jr. Reason why also because the IBF is very strict. No matter how much they love me, no matter how much of a great champion I am for them, if I don't fight my mandatory, I have to give up my IBF lightweight world title. Obviously, I am not going to do that. I worked my butt off. I'm defending all my belts, undisputed, and that will be my next fight.
All right, guys, so you just heard what Teofimo Lopez said right there. He said that he had to fight George Kambosos next because the IBF forced him to do it, or he would be stripped of the title. I had already told you guys when he first said this that we know fighters like Kell Brook, who was the IBF champion at the welterweight division, Errol Spence was his mandatory for almost 2 years. By way of contrast, Kambosos just became the mandatory for Teofimo's belt. Matter of fact, he became the mandatory around the same time that Teo beat Lomachenko. So if you've been watching boxing for quite some time, then it's already obvious to you that Teofimo did not have to fight Kambosos right away. It was completely up to Teofimo Lopez. And his own manager, David Mcwater, just completely confirmed that the IBF would have made an exception for Teofimo Lopez to fight another fighter. So Mcwater, he did a recent interview, and this is what he said. Now, before I read this quote, let me go ahead and surmise everything so you know what's going on. So in this interview, Mcwater is revealing that Bob Arum, Top Rank, and ESPN, they didn't even want this Kambosos fight. They didn't feel it was worth being put on the network. And obviously Bob Arum, he already admitted that he didn't feel it was worth paying for. As I reported in my last video, Teofimo Lopez had been telling people the only reason he's fighting Kambosos is because he's going to make way more money, not just more money, but way more money than he would have made fighting Devin Haney. Well, Bob Arum came out and said that's completely false. In fact, the reason why this fight is going to purse bid is because Bob Arum, he was only going to pay Teofimo $1.2 million. So Teofimo turned down a $4 million offer to fight Devin Haney just to get offered $1.2 million to fight Kambosos. So not only is Teofimo missing out on a bigger payday he would have got against Devin Haney, he also would have had an opportunity to win Devin Haney's belt so he could have truly been the undisputed champion. Now we also find out that Top Rank and ESPN, they don't even want this fight. So this quote I'm about to read to you guys is David Mcwater kind of responding to Top Rank. This is what he said. They had between October 18th and February 6th to schedule a big fight for him and get out of the purse bid. They could have got an exception with the IBF for this fight. When they say it's a shit fight or anything like that, they could have made a different fight and chose not to. So there it is, guys. Once again, this is not Devin Haney or Bill Haney talking. This is Teofimo's own manager. And clearly you can hear from what he said, he has Teofimo's best interests. But even in defending Teofimo Lopez, he's still contradicting what his client said when it came to Teo making an excuse for why he had to take this fight. The truth came out when Teofimo's own manager said they could have got an exception with the IBF for Teo to fight some other fighter that's considered more elite to satisfy ESPN and Top Rank. Now you hear the manager saying that, this was pretty much Top Rank's fault, but he's supposed to say things like that because he represents Teofimo. We already know by listening to Teofimo, he had been telling us he had to fight Kambosos because the IBF was going to strip him. Just a couple weeks, just a couple days before that, he was telling us he was sending out contracts to Teofimo Lopez. He was telling us that he's going to fight Devin Haney next because now that the fight is not going to be in Australia and they're no longer going to have the 60,000 fans, it no longer makes sense to fight Kambosos. That's what he said a couple days before. Then all of a sudden he came out of nowhere and said, look, I ain't fighting Devin Haney. It ain't going to happen. I'm fighting Kambosos because the IBF is going to force me to fight him. So today we found out that when Teo had told the boxing world that he was going to make not only more, but way more money fighting against Kambosos than he would have made against Devin Haney, that was untrue. And now we're finding out that when he said the IBF is forcing him to take this fight or they're going to strip him of his belt, we also found out that was untrue. And when Teo told fans that he was undisputed, that's obviously untrue because we know that Devin Haney is the one that holds the WBC belt. So that's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. What's going on, guys? I've always wanted to find a second source of income. And I've always wanted to learn about stocks and trades because I've heard so much good stuff about it. So I finally found a way to do it. And now I'm learning from 6, 7, 8-figure traders. So not only am I learning from them, but the most important thing is I get to copy their trade. So I get to earn while I learn. Now, if you want the full details, click on the link below so you can learn while you copy and paste their trades. And just understand this, guys. Just by watching the video, you're doing a great job of supporting my channel, and I appreciate it. And the craziest thing about doing this trading is you can do it anywhere. All you need is an internet connection, and you can do it just with your phone. So if you want to learn how to make a second income alongside me without having to pitch, sell, or recruit, go ahead and click on the link below, and I'll see you inside. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram.